Good day, everyone. Welcome to Tech Study Academy. I'm Aishat. Today we shall be discussing settings on WordPress dashboard. And of course, in our previous video, we talked about how to log in into your WordPress, and then we introduced you to the WordPress dashboard. So in this video, we're going to introduce you to settings on WordPress dashboard. So I'm still going to show you how to log into your WordPress, but in our subsequent videos we won't be doing that. I'm doing this now because I want us to run into an error and I want to show you how to overcome such an error. So we're going to log into our dashboard through our Firefox browser. So we're going to double click on our Firefox browser and then we enter the address of our WordPress, which is localhost /techstudy /wp admin, and then we enter. So wow, now it's asking us to try again because it's unable to connect. So this is the error that you might run into when you refused to when you forget to run your server. When your server is down, your site will be down. So in this case now, our site is down, and that is because our server is down. So we have to go and run our server. That way we can now have access to our site. So like we said in our video where we showed you how to launch XAMPP server, search for XAMPP. Okay, this is our XAMPP control panel, and we said that you must run as administrator. So we'll right click and run as administrator. Okay, so this is our XAMPP control panel. We have to start Apache module and also start MySQL module. So come here and you start your Apache module, and here we'll start MySQL module. So you make sure that the two modules are running. Once they are running, it means that your server is up and you can have access to your WordPress site. So then we're going to try again. Okay, so we'll come here and try again. So we'll try again. We'll click on try again. Okay, so this is our login page that is asking us to enter our username and password. So we'll come here and enter our username, which is tech, and our password, which is tech triple art 2019. Then click on login. So in your own case, you're going to enter the password that you set during the installation of WordPress. Okay, so we're going to click on login to log into our WordPress dashboard. Click on login. And like we said, we're introducing you to settings. When you come to this quick links, this is the link that takes us to settings. So you can see that other settings, there are sublinks too. We have general, we have writing, we have reading, discussion, media, permalink, and privacy. So talk about the general setting first. So we're going to click here to take us to general settings on WordPress. So this is the general settings to our site. So here you can decide to change the site title. If you're no longer comfortable with the title here, you can change the site title here. So the tagline too, you can also change it here. Okay. So the tagline actually describes a short sentence about your site. Okay. And the site title displays the name of the site in the template header. This displays the tagline, displays a short sentence about your site. So you can just say it is a text study tutorial site. Let's make it our tagline. Text study tutorial site. Okay. So the WordPress URL, which is a uniform resource locator, this is the address that your users will locate your website with. So it's a directory where your files are stored. Because we're using a local server, our address becomes http localhost/techstudy. If you subscribe to a host like Domain King, you're going to buy a domain name, and then the local host will now be replaced with your domain name. So this is our address to our WordPress, and also here the site address. This is the address to our site. When you enter this address on any browser, it takes you to your WordPress site. So here, this is your email address. You can change it anytime in the general setting. So in the membership, if you check here, it means that anyone can register as a member of your site. If you check here. Now here it gives you the new user default role. Now you are an administrator of your website, but if a new user should register, you can decide what role that user will have on your site. Here you can say, okay, like here now, any new user registering on your site will be tagged as a subscriber, not an admin. So it has certain roles it can perform on your site, but it will not have full access to the roles that you can perform as an administrator. So you can set it here. If you want your new user to be a contributor on your site, you can set it. If you want them to be an author, you can set it. If you want them to be an editor, you can set it. And if you also want them to be an administrator, you can set it. So you can set the rules of your user here. So here you can determine the language for your site. If it's English, if it's African, if it's Chinese, so on. So this button helps you to set the language for your site. And also we have the date format. You have several date formats here. You can decide to choose any one for your site. Also here is the time format. You can choose any time format you want for your site. So after all necessary settings is done, you come here and click on save changes. So you can save whatever changes you've made to your site here. So you come here and save changes, save the changes that you've made on your site. So you click on save changes. to save. Okay, so you can see the settings is saved. So after general setting, you can set your writing setting here. So the writing setting controls the writing experience and provides options for customizing WordPress sites. These settings controls the features in the adding and editing of posts, pages, and post types, as well as the optional functions like remote publishing, post via email, and update services. So if we want to make changes to our writing settings, we come to this part here, the writing here, and then we'll click on writing. That will take us to our writing setting. So here you can set your default post category, which is already uncategorized, the default post format, which is standard. Of course, you have to choose standard, but you can change it if you want to. So we have the mail server, the login name, the password, and the default mail category. So the default post category is what will be assigned to your posts, except otherwise stated. So it's going to categorize every of your posts as uncategorized, except you set it to another category. So that will like bring all your posts to one category. If you create another category, it will bring a certain post to that category if you set it. And the default post format is used by themes to select post formats to be applied to post or create different styles for different type of post. So this default set your default post formats. And of course, your mail server allows you to read mails and send mails. Your login name to create posts. WordPress will need its own email account. So the login name will use this email address and should be kept as a secret from spammers, as they might try to post links redirecting to their own website. So it has to be kept as secret. So this is the login that your WordPress uses to create posts. This is the login name, and then the password. And then we have default mail category, which is uncategorized. So the update services, when you publish a post, WordPress will automatically notify the site to update. So this is your update URL. So any changes you made here, you come to this point here and save changes. So we're going to click on save changes now to save the changes we've made to our writing settings. Okay, you see settings saved. So the next one is the reading setting. You click on reading setting. So the reading setting is used to set the content related to the front page of your website. So you can set the number of posts to be displayed on the main page. If you want whatever number of posts you want to be displayed on the main page, you can set it here. And now if you're here, you have a home page display. If it's a blog website, or whatever website, you might decide if you want your latest post to come first, or maybe you want your home page to be a static page. You can decide. If you want all your posts to be coming up as your home page, you can click on this. But if you want a static site, a static page on your home page, you click here and then you set the page you want to be as your static home page. But here we're going to be using our latest post to use as our home page, so that as we keep on posting, our home page will be updating our recent post. So now here is asking us to set the number of pages that we want to save. So you can set whatever number you want here. You can reduce, you can add. So it depends on what you want. So the feeds too depends on what you want. You can increase it here, you can reduce it here. So for each article that you post on your site, you can decide whether it should be full or it should be a summary. But then I want us to have a summary of every post so that we can direct our readers to read more. So we're going to check the summary. It means that for every post that we post on our site, it's going to just summarize it for us and give us a link to the full text. So we don't want a full text, because if we're going to be having a full text on our homepage will be clustered with lots of posts. So we're going to have a summary of every post that we have on our site. So here we're not going to discourage search engine from indexing our site, but if you do not want search engine to index your site, you can check here. But we do not want that, because every website owners wants Google to index their site. So we're not going to search, we're not going to check this. Okay, we're not going to discourage search engines from indexing our site. So after all necessary changes have been made, you come here and you save your changes. So you can see the settings have been saved. So the next one we're going to discuss is a discussion settings. So we're going to click on discussion settings. Okay, so our discussion setting is an interaction between the website owner and the visitors. So the settings are done by admin, of course, to have control over the posts and pages that come in through users. So the discussion aspect is how you interact with users of your website. And this is default article settings. It's asking us attempt to notify any blogs linked to from the article. Allow link notifications from other blogs, that is pin tags or track tags on new articles. Allow people to post comments on new articles. So these discussion settings describe how you interact with your users. So when you read through, you check what you want your users to do, and you check what you don't want your users to do. If you don't want your users to post comments on your article, you can uncheck this. If you want them to post comments, you check it.